Hi everybody, welcome to another Chats with Chaudhry. I hope you're safe and well. Today I'm delighted to carry on our series of interviews with senior people at Agilent, and today I'm delighted to be joined by Sergey Vlasenko, who is the Associate Vice President for Pharma and Biopharma, and not surprisingly, we're going to be talking about biopharma and infectious diseases today. So Sergey, lovely to see you. How are you?
Good to hear you, Rizwan. Good to see you. Good to be on
It's
the
great.
podcast.
Well, it's lovely to see you. You're calling in from the West Coast today, aren't you?
Yeah, I'm calling from California, as you can tell.
Well, I don't know if I can tell, but I can see the bookshelves behind you. Which you obviously you obviously are a great reader, but you've got a lot of books behind you as well. I can see. Any
Yeah,
interesting
absolutely.
subjects behind you?
Yeah, it's like I have a lot of books because half of them are in English and half of them are in Russian, and most of them are travel books or art books from travel that we hope we'll be able to do soon again.
Right. Well, we won't go into it now, but maybe this is a conversation for later time. We were ask you a bit more about what artists and what countries that you like the best, but we won't do that now. But what I would love you to do before we start talking about biopharma and trends in infectious diseases as well is just, if you wouldn't mind giving viewers a quick overview of Agilent if they're not familiar. I'm sure most people are though, and also your own background.
Yeah, so my background, I got my master's and PhD degrees in chemistry and biochemistry, and I switched from science to marketing as I joined Biored, another life science company in the Bay Area, and I moved to California in '93. And before joining Agilent, I was CEO of a small biotech company focusing on biopharma, and we got acquired by Agilent in 2018. And I transitioned into a role to manage Agilent's pharma and biopharma business.
Fantastic. Now, I always ask senior people this one question because we have had a very interesting 2020. How would you describe 2020 in one word and why?
Yeah, it's a very good question. And to me, it was acceleration. That's the word that comes to mind. And specifically acceleration in research and acceleration in translating that research into practice. And specifically, the rise of new vaccines, novel vaccines, and how fast that development occurred in less than 9 months. So definitely acceleration.
Fantastic. Well, thank you for that. And I'm sure a lot of people would agree with you on that particular term as well. So let's talk about biopharma. Biopharma has been a hot topic for the last few years. I've gone to a lot of shows, lots of events, and more you can see that the content for a lot of those events have been more biopharma related, and particularly obviously over the last 18 months biopharma has become even more important. Why do you think that has been?
So there's a transition from traditional pharma, which was focused on small molecules, drugs, into biopharma, and it was happening over many years. And now you see this acceleration that I mentioned, and this is mainly because we understand biology better, and these biologic drugs are much more sophisticated often than the ones that we used in the past, and they use advantage of our deeper understanding of biology. For example, this new vaccines that I mentioned, messenger RNA vaccines specifically,
right.
They take this advantage of injecting the instructions into a subject, and then this individual will produce a specific protein that they will trigger then immune response. It's very novel and very sophisticated way of getting people vaccinated on a massive scale.
Right. And how has Agilent responded to this growth in biopharma?
So Agilent was traditionally very strong in pharma small molecules, and as the customers moved into these new areas of biopharma and biotherapeutics and vaccines, Agilent kind of moved with the customers. As the needs of the customers changed, the company changed also, and also the product mix, of course, and the workflow solutions. So Agilent is a very technology-driven company and a very customer-oriented company, and the Agilent moves as the market moves.
Right. Now, it's a very competitive marketplace. And as you said, you've moved, but a lot of other companies have moved with their customers into the biopharma space. So what makes Agilent unique in terms of the offering that you have for your biopharma customers?
So what makes Agilent unique is that Agilent is very known to the world as the company that makes instrumentation and life science tools for not just pharma and biopharma companies, but also for academic, government, environmental testing labs. But what makes Agilent unique for biopharma specifically is that, and which is not well known, is that Agilent has a manufacturing capability to produce some of this what's called active pharmaceutical ingredients. These are
Right, okay.
these are products that the biopharma company will then take and put it into a drug. So by combining the analytical core competencies and also the manufacturing capabilities of the biopharma APIs, that's what makes Agilent unique when we talk to our biopharma customers.
Right. Okay. So looking ahead, so what sort of trends have you seen developing around biopharma?
So coming back to this novel approaches that helped us or helping us to get out of this crisis with COVID pandemic, the trend is definitely towards novel therapeutic modalities, and the oligonucleotides, of which messenger RNA is like one of the examples. Also cell and gene therapeutics, which is another area which is trending up and getting more attention, specifically for diseases like cancer. And this is where this industry is trending, and this is where Agilent is looking for opportunities to grow as well with our customers.
Right. Okay. And outside of that, what other sort of hot topics or areas are your customers coming to you to talk to you about?
The customers are talking about data and how to make sense of the vast amount of data that are now getting available. And they do talk about connecting different parts of the workflow through some software tools or some what they call cloud-based or they call it data lakes. So they do look at Agilent in companies like Agilent to help them understand and make sense out of data such that they can accelerate their research programs and also manufacturing programs as well.
Right. And is that the only sort of hot trend that you're seeing, or is there anything else that you're seeing in terms of topics that customers want to talk to you about?
So yeah, deeper understanding of biology for sure, and deeper understanding of data, and also the ways to scale. Right, if you think about what this pandemic taught us, is the operational excellence and how you scale to such a huge amount of doses that are required to vaccinate the world, and the operational capabilities and how to optimize and how to really move faster. Coming back to acceleration that I mentioned in the beginning, is what kind of drives our conversations with our customers.
Fantastic. Now, if people want to get more information about what you're doing around biopharma, where can they get more information?
So the company website is a good source to start. The other way to learn about the more strategic and the longer term vision of the company is to attend presentations of our CEO, Mike McMullen, at conferences like JP Morgan, for example. There was a conference in January. It's an annual conference where customers and other partners can take a look at and understand the longer term vision of the customer, of the Agilent as a company, and how we can serve our customers better.
Brilliant. Fantastic. Well, so again, that's all we've got time for. So I want to say thank you for taking the time out to talk to me today. I appreciate it, and giving a bit of a background in terms of Agilent's position around biopharma and your thoughts in terms of trends going forward. So what I was going to say is, thank you very much for your time. I wish you a successful 2021 and more importantly, a happy and healthy 2021. Thank you very much for your time.
Thank you for inviting me as well. Nice talking to you.
Lovely talking to you. And there you go, viewers. If you've got any questions for Sergey, feel free to leave them in the comments box below the video. I'm sure Sergey will be happy to answer them. Or you can check out the Agilent website. The link will be above there for you to get more information as well. So until next time, as always, stay well and stay safe. Bye-bye.
Bye, Reza.